Good Motion.
It's Ty Gibbs.
This is the.
Oh God.
The
upper room. When Jesus.
No.
So, we're going to talk about you guys as president.
Wow, who's my president? My president's somewhere on vacation.
Yeah,
for sure. Let me check his Instagram right now.
He on a break.
You over here saving the world somewhere.
So, how has this presidency affected you guys this year?
Well, I mean, my president, he is at the Edmond Pettus Bridge taking pictures with all the black people in whatever city he is.
My brother.
Oh, Galveston, Texas, on the
Okay.
bridge. That's where my president at.
Galveston, Texas. That's where the Juneteenth thing took place.
Yeah.
Yeah. My president was
That's
out.
where it started.
Yeah, I don't know who this other orange nigga that's been running the country.
He want like a stale Dorito
Like
chip.
the Oompa Loompa guys.
Yeah.
Obama follow me on Instagram.
No way.
Huh?
You lying.
I'm just playing, look at y'all. Ah, look, goddamn.
But yeah, you know what? I feel like if it wasn't for this idiot, we wouldn't be out here dodging people.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
All this
He's
stuff
a
that
clown,
happened.
man. He makes it, because of him, I feel like so much hatred has just been growing and growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
Because he condones it. He ignites it. How we got a president that...
Yeah, I was looking at him. I was like,
It's all right there.
Like,
how
how
was
we
I
got...
going to use that? Never mind.
For you.
I have a couple of them. So I flipped it over.
Sorry, I used
Yeah.
it too.
It's all right. Share is care. But nah, this,
Wait, were you talking?
That nigga's home.
I'm just saying all that whole shit.
All right, go ahead with this.
I was sitting here staring at the camera for like 10 minutes. Saying, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
And roll.
So yeah, all the stuff that's happening.
Yeah, you know, I just feel like he just condones hatred.
Yeah.
You know? And it's been putting so much more pressure on black people specifically. You know? We got white supremacists acting up like it's still 1954.
Man, coming up
It's
with
wild.
words. Yeah.
I ain't heard him say one thing, and maybe I can take his, but I ain't heard him say one thing about these lynchings that's been happening. You know these goddamn people was lynched. They wasn't suicides.
Crazy.
Well, I'm saying it affected me. It didn't affect me politically because I'm not really big into politics like that.
Yeah.
Same.
So I mean, it didn't affect my money because like you know I'm like more of an entrepreneur and
Right.
everything. So
Right.
yeah, I've now been in that bag.
Right.
But
it's been more mental for me.
Yeah.
it's been more. He's allowing people to be exactly who they were,
Yeah.
which is racist.
You're seeing true colors come out more than ever.
And honestly, I'm not opposed to that. I'm actually happy that he was in the office. I ain't even say president. He in the office. He living there. I actually like that.
Well, why?
In order for change, we need like something like this to happen.
Something drastic.
Something
It's a
drastic.
little too drastic. 2020
Right.
is
It's
just
a lot.
it's overboard.
Well, I mean, his
He got a whole kid.
but even then, like before 2020, like in 2000, when did he get elected in? 16? 2016 is like we've been knowing from there until now. You just see more and more racist people. Some people have been close friends. Some people have been people we dealt with. Some people have been people we worked with and for. You just start to see all the colors come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'd rather see it now so I know how to deal with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, thank you, Trump, for bringing out your people,
Right.
the racist folks.
So what do you guys think about all these companies and how they're dealing with the Black Lives Matter situation?
Said we gotta stop eating that Taco Bell.
I can't get a Frosty no more.
Chick-fil-A.
I don't eat fast food, so.
He's at Home Depot.
I can't fix my house.
We can go to Lowe's though. Shout out to Lowe's.
I always went to Lowe's, so.
Yeah.
Right.
This is y'all.
But yeah, is
Just
that
post everything I just said.
Right, and he
He
eat fast food too. That nigga lie to y'all on camera.
I'm healthy.
We have to cancel everything lately.
Honestly.
But I'm honestly okay with it because if it's gonna create change, I'm down for the cause.
Let's talk about the cancel culture that's going on right now.
Mm.
You know, I saw a video the Instagram comedian did, and it,
Ryan Davis.
nah, Long Beach Griffin.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Ryan Davis and Long Beach Griffin.
Right, that was some real clarification there because, man, that shit is real.
What it
The
say?
cancel culture is like, I get it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I get it.
But explain the video for the people who.
So the video was basically, it was Long Beach Griffin, basically this is the one I seen, and he basically, it was himself talking to himself. You know how Instagram dude be doing. They don't got no friends. He was playing as a dude who was literally just on social media and just looking for anybody to cancel for no reason. And sometimes there was no reason, but then it was like reasons that
I did
was
see
forgivable, or it was like reasons that was way in the past. And the moral of the story that I got was, you know, we're forgetting one big thing: to forgive.
Yeah.
And we're canceling people who literally made a change for the better. But you know, it's just like, I'll get it. Like, I'm down to cancel ain't shit motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, but
Not just everybody.
yeah.
So speaking of cancel, would you cancel Drew Brees?
Oh, that was a great.
Man.
What? Yeah.
Is he canceled?
Man.
I'm gonna say no.
He's still a GOAT. He's not a GOAT, but he's like.
Honestly, it
he's
hurt my
good.
feelings that he.
I
I mean,
don't know if he still be the
I
GOAT.
can't stand behind him for shit.
I can't.
I mean, people make mistakes, and if you like the question, I feel like it got.
I feel like it was forgivable.
It's forgivable, but it's not forgotten.
Yeah.
And that was his
Bro, your whole team
mindset.
was damn near black.
Nigga, New Orleans, the whole city you live in.
Oh, you can't go anywhere without seeing black folk. Like it was wild.
I don't.
No,
I think his perspective. He was ignorant to.
You think privilege intentions were bad?
No, his intentions weren't bad, but it definitely came from his heart.
Yeah, definitely.
He definitely meant everything he said.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to cancel him because I feel like his actions said something after, which made me like, okay. He spoke out to the president.
But what I mean,
He,
he has to do that.
But you don't have to.
But
You know what I'm saying?
if he wants people to respect him on the field, because who he gonna throw to if they don't respect him? Because everybody was calling him out.
Yeah, but sometimes it takes for you to get called out for people to understand.
You ought to be throwing incomplete passes.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like he was like.
I mean, I don't even know if they really forgive him right now.
Like I was saying, I feel like it's one of those things to where he said what he said, he apologized. Now, what are you doing to take the steps to continue on this new journey of new information that you have? Are you going to still continue to stay ignorant and believe what you think the cause is? Or are you going to actually do some research and inform yourself and move on with the new information that you have? And from what I've been seeing, he's been apologetic. He's been moving on with the
His
information.
apologies are sincere?
Yeah, it has to be.
That's the only thing about
Your closest people on your team are
I
black.
don't think it is.
I don't think his is not, but I know it's something he had to do. Like, it's something
Like,
that.
he's not doing it because he chose to, he's doing it because he had to.
Yeah, he's kind of like in a pickle to where it's like that you kind of have to, or people are going to ride
The
you.
platform he's on.
But how do we differentiate the people who are being sincere and the people who are not being sincere?
That's hard to say.
So that's why I'm saying, like, at this time, I can only go off of his actions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, if his teammates are taking that step to forgive him, then who are we to hold it over his head? If
Especially
it's-
the other ones closest.
You know what I'm saying? And his teammates called him out. You know what I'm saying? So the same teammates that called, some of the same teammates that called him out are forgiving him. They had, I guess, you know, they were Twitter. They had a talk with him and all this other stuff. And he's understanding his difference and his privilege and you know everything. So I can only go off that. I do sincerely believe he was genuine. But sometimes it takes for you to fuck up to understand, or excuse me, sometimes it takes you to mess up for you to understand what you did wrong. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, when you see fire, you don't know it's fire until you stick your hand in it.
I did that a couple times.
It only took me one time.
It took me at least 3 or 4.
I think it only took me
I think lied to me one time for me to, ouch, that's smart enough.
My brother used to teach me how to do fireballs.
What's that?
You get a lighter and you like let the
So cool.
like the fume go in your hands and then you light it and it goes.
What?
You ever been,
It burn when you do it wrong.
now you ever put alcohol in your hand and you light that shit on fire?
Never.
Okay,
I don't
well,
play
we,
with
so like I was saying,
Say you put gasoline like
like I was saying, Drew Brees, I forgive him, you know, but it definitely takes people different times to
When you
forgive
explain
people.
it that way, I can agree with you.
Yeah.
Like it takes people different times to like everybody's gonna forgive him in their own sense because I look at it as if that's the case, religiously, should God forgive you after your sins? And I know we're not God, but at the same time we have to be as forgiving and as loving. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even just on like,
You have to be more conscious of the amount of times you've seen your whole life.
right. And even just in real life, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people who go to jail for stuff, when they get out, do they deserve a second chance? Or should they be held because they went to jail?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no. I feel it.
So we still cancel Donald Trump though.
Yeah.
man, I ain't fucking with Donald. That nigga had 4 years of just fucking up.
Bruh.
I'm cool. Like that's a consistent 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole, like every month, every day.
Yeah.
Every time he got on TV, it was something. I'm like, oh,
The
Lord,
day this
have
man
mercy.
tried to basically address shit through Twitter, I was like, nah, bro.
I said, this.
I heard he was supposed to be like canceled from Twitter.
Yeah.
They need to do something, but I mean, she the president. What can you do at this point in time?
So I'm
Y'all the one that ooh, Flim. Y'all the one that voted him in. Shit,
that ranch.
y'all,
I didn't vote him in.
You calling y'all? You crazy?
y'all
Boy,
voted
you
for
done
Donald
lost
Trump.
your damn mind.
So I'm guessing y'all not voting for him.
Hell, from the looks of it, look like I ain't voting for nobody. Have you seen the candidates? Uncle Bernie's still on the ballot. Hopefully, shit.
Shit, man.
I don't know.
Everybody else is
How you feel
huh?
about, how you feel about Bernie backing out?
What?
Don't put Bernie back on.
I kind of was disappointed that he backed out.
That pissed me off.
yeah.
But why would
When
he
he
back
backed out,
out?
that pissed me off. Because he pretty much admitted defeat. Because he didn't feel like he had a chance
Right.
to catch anybody.
I mean,
I feel like you should have rode it through, bruh.
yeah.
Anything could happen. You could have had a surge. I don't know. I just hate quitters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Democrats that's voting right now, and I mean that's running right now. And I
Yeah.
feel like Bernie is the least to us. If Bernie was at least what another 8 years younger than what he is, because he's super old.
Maybe 20. Maybe 20 years younger.
Nah, maybe not even now. I'm saying 8 years because in about 8 years, Generation Z will be able to really vote.
Yeah.
And the millennials, our generation, and Generation Z, the generation after us, are the ones that are going to change the world. We would have all voted for Bernie. Because we have who's ahead of us? It's the boomers and the Generation X.
Yeah.
Generation X.
It's the boomers and Generation X. There's more of them. They see more of Biden, Hillary, because of
Or is it the only choice we have?
because
It's
of
what they're
the
more-
past. That was what they're more familiar with. You know what I'm saying?
Even
Hillary
though
being-
Bernie was before all.
Right.
Bernie been. I saw a picture of Bernie protesting back with Martin Luther King. He was getting arrested or something. I
Bernie was
swear to God, I was like,
Bernie was in the trenches.
Bernie out here thugging.
He was getting hit by the hoses and everything.
I was
Man.
about to say something.
I thought about saying he get hit by the hose.
I was like, oh shoot,
I
it
was
was
like,
a
Bernie
fact.
was out there getting him.
Honestly, shit, he probably fucking was.
Man, that's
He
crazy.
not even talking. You know he had game back in the day.
Bernie got
So
some.
y'all didn't like Buttigieg?
Who?
What?
Buttigieg? Y'all didn't like Buttigieg? The young one.
I don't know none of these candidates. I don't
Sound
know.
like a rap name.
I'm gonna do my history. I'm gonna do my research and figure out who is for the black community.
Between Joe and Trump right
Yeah.
Yeah.
now. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're down to that?
Yeah.
Well, shit, I mean, who for the black community?
Either one of them. They're
Shit.
both.
Joe Biden trying to ride a black media coattail.
Because he need them votes.
Yeah, he was like, you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
But he's still not.
Yo, that nigga said that show, man. I said, huh?
He said, hold me back.
I said, I'll sock you through this TV.
He was like, you tripping.
I seen that. I turned the TV on.
Who told him to say that though?
Say, hold
Like,
me back.
where do you think that was a good
campaign
idea?
manager.
Well, shit, I mean, that's worse than, that's not as worse as Hillary saying she got hot sauce in her bag on the Breakfast Club.
Oh my God.
Y'all remember that? Y'all see that clip?
No.
You ain't seen that clip? I'm
What's the
No,
Malibu what is it?
when Trump said,
It's like, vote so-so, he down with the bitches and hoes.
Oh, Bill Gluckman down with the bitches and hoes.
Bill Gluckman. No, when Trump said the blacks like me or something like that, he
Yeah.
was doing that campaign. I said,
He's like, look at my black people over there.
I said, excuse me?
Look, here it go right here.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, Swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I just
yes.
want you to know, people are gonna see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Is it working?
He was like, people gonna see this and you just pander to the black people. She was like, okay, is it working?
Wow.
Like, I'd have been like, pull it out.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
right.
I would say.
That is what-
Where is that?
Where's that?
Prove it.
Prove it.
Dang,
I need to see it.
real.
Look, I got some chicken right here, and I need to see it because
And it better be Louisiana.
she
Crystal.
Cause she really said she had hot sauce in her bag. Like we supposed to be like, oh bitch, you got hot sauce. Let's go vote.
Right.
Right.
She got hot sauce.
Oh, you
so.
for us?
What it is they don't see the racism in what they're saying.
They think that they're,
You think every black person like hot sauce?
Right.
I don't even like hot sauce.
Right.
I don't like spicy food.
At all. I know.
So it's like, yeah, I put
Hot
spicy food.
Cheetos?
I have to be in a mood. Like I have to really want to suffer. Yeah, I suffer.
Strong word.
My lips go tingly, my tongue start to hurt, my lips start to do this. Start to like pulse.
Look like
Pucker.
It's like pop up.
from the living color.
Yeah, like
I got you.
look like Shanae.
I'm out.
Shanae,
That's
like I think you tell Martin. But yeah, no, I can eat spicy food. So I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like the black community, like what Killer Mike said, we need to get together as black people, figure out what we want, what we don't want, and have a representative or 4 or 5 explain to the candidates this is what we want, and whoever can meet our terms the most, that's who the black people will vote for.
Right.
Well, you know, we don't.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't even think white folks will vote for him.
There's still a lot of people who aren't sides.
There's a lot of necks out there.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of necks out there.
Man.
But I'm saying, like, for the people who intentionally voted for Trump
Yeah.
in the first place,
Yeah.
they're starting to, like, see, like,
Digress.
the fuckery that's going on. Because even, like, if you just look at the protests, you see the diversity in the protests.
Yeah.
It went from just being black people protesting about
You know,
black matters
to
to,
me.
can I finish?
Yes.
It went from
He's like, yeah,
I was cutting you off earlier, so fuck you.
right. So it went from black people just voting about, I mean, just
Because of this
protesting
whole-
about what we want to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So with that, y'all see the YG video? At least a clip of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everybody here voted for a certain, not Trump,
Yeah.
he should win.
He shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like-
you'd be surprised because I honestly didn't think he was going to win the year that he
No,
won.
that's-
Like,
I didn't either.
I was mind blown.
No,
Like,
I
are
knew
you
he was
kidding me?
going to win.
Yeah. But you gotta think, this man has money from every direction coming in. To me, I feel like that's what wins the election.
No. It's
It
ignorance.
plays a big part. It's that too, but it plays a big part.
How can I ask you, how does money play a big part?
Because he buys all the shit. He buys
Like
his,
what?
he buys his votes. He buys people, yes.
I do believe that the Russians had something to do with that election. I do believe that, but I think it's more so he brought out all the shit that people was built in during the 8 years of Obama. I think people voted for Trump out of spite for Obama.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of white people didn't realize how, and some people, I feel like I said, a lot of the white people that voted for him are probably regretting voting for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was talking about building a wall, and he was talking about the foreign encounters that was happening, stopping people coming from Mexico. He was being super racist with the Muslims and the Arabic people, and he was just being like so counterproductive when it comes to humanity.
Yeah.
And it became about the U.S.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, yeah, U.S. 4 years later, we're now talking about civil, which is inside of the U.S. We're not even talking about building a wall no more.
Right.
It went from building a wall to Black Lives Matter is the new enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like in a span of 4 years.
Man.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he's just feeding off of separating people. We're separated from other countries, boom, okay, that worked, I don't know what to do, okay, boom. We'll separate the two, make America great again. You know what I'm saying? Like, America was never great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was stolen land.
I think it's platform to make America great again because America used like a white president. It's make America great again with a white man.
Yeah.
Basically saying it's to make America white again.
Right.
Right. Agreed with all of that. So it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. America was never great, but our ancestors built this country just like everybody else.
Right.
And we the only ones that don't reap the benefits from it.
Right.
We have no reparations as a whole.
Like, we don't have no generational wealth. Like, we can just now start passing down houses in our families through, you know what I'm saying? Like, others have been doing that for years.
Yeah.
For years. For years. Y'all can add on to that if y'all want to.
I think one of the craziest things Trump is responsible for is these kids in cages. And now they're going missing and being
You
raped.
talking about ICE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's one of the craziest things that Trump is literally responsible for and no one's fighting for it. Like, That's so crazy.
He's definitely responsible.
that's been
for
going on before this whole thing
Yeah.
happened. You know, so I'm just like, what the hell?
Whole thing is in what?
As in everything that's happening this year. Like, everybody's in an uproar about this year, but I was like, bro, he's been having these kids, literally kids, babies, locked up in cages in the heat. Like, homeless. Like, it's
That's
like,
sad. I can't even fathom what the idea of that.
Like,
You know what
imagine
I'm
you being a
saying?
parent and knowing your kid is in a cage and you're not.
Shit, some of the parents are in the cage with
No,
the
I
kid.
know, but some of them that aren't, it's just like,
Yeah.
it don't even matter.
It don't matter.
People in
Kid,
the cages
right.
in general. It's
That
crazy.
is definitely another form of
And then you got Trump who's out here in front of the whole country talking shit about it. Like saying they deserve to be there.
Epstein
Nobody
didn't kill
saying
himself.
You said what?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yes.
Did you watch the documentary?
I don't have to. I know that. I can't watch it. I get upset.
I watched a little bit of it.
I get upset.
That man is disgusting.
You can just look at it, big head ass. You just look like a creep. You might even like you got that big mouth that Matt Damon. Right, you got that? Well, I don't trust it. I don't trust it, boy. That shit look wild.
So, how do you guys feel being black at this time?
I love it.
What's going on?
Remember, one I feel great about being black. At this time, I feel like it's the most important time
Yeah.
to be expressive about it.
Yeah.
And that's just for me, especially with a new life. I got an upbringing. We got hard times to look ahead of, and I have to make sure my kids prepare for that. I feel like now, although I've always been conscious of my blackness and you know my whole life, I feel like now for our generation specifically is a time where we need to rise up and really speak out and to express it. Like, you know,
I agree. I
my
think
blackness is here.
definitely parents and they need to instill that into their children too, so that it doesn't die out. Because I feel like there was a time where that beautiful blackness was dying out, and I think. Go ahead.
Being black in America is lit.
Yeah,
It's dangerous. That's I saw that tweet.
Definitely.
It's definitely dangerous, but it's lit. And the fact that
I mean, it makes it that much more, I feel like, pleasing because we have to work so much harder to get it, and when we accomplish those goals, like, you know what I'm saying, it's bigger.
but we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to feel the way we feel in a country that was built on our ancestors' back. You know what I'm saying? Like, being black is from pressure creates diamonds. You know what I'm saying? And like, the pressure that they put on us is how we are able to continuously innovate and continuously create things, which is a beautiful experience, which is a beautiful thing, but also when we don't reap none of the benefits from those beautiful, you know what I'm saying, struggles, we are still pushed back. then back, and then back. We should all have 40 acres and a mule by now, or some type of reparations, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? But overall, like, I love being black. I wouldn't change my skin tone for anything
I couldn't
in the
imagine.
world.
I couldn't imagine having as much fun as I do being black.
That's because I mean,
Being
everybody's trying to be what we live
Right.
every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's crazy how in denial people are about that.
Yeah.
How in denial people are about. We're not trying to act black. We're not trying to.
I ain't gonna lie, that'd be the Mexicans and the Asians.
Hey.
They worse at it. I ain't gonna lie. All the Mexicans and Asians that I've ran into, especially in the Bay Area, like Bay Area and Sacramento, they are definitely, and not everybody. I'm just saying they as like, you know.
But you know who you are.
Right, you know who you are.
Goddamn.
But they like, I'm not trying to be black, this, not this, now. Okay, well then, why are you taking from our culture?
Right.
At least understand what I'm
Acknowledge it.
not saying don't
Right.
dress like us, don't talk like us. I'm not saying don't do that. Just acknowledge where you get it from.
Yeah.
Like when black people, we watch anime. I mean, we don't. I don't really watch anime. I'm just
do.
saying we. I just got into it. But when black people watch anime, it's Japanese, right? We acknowledge the Japanese culture
Yeah.
within anime.
Yeah.
We don't express,
Sure.
oh, this is black. This is
Yeah.
black cartoon. This is black cartoon Saturday morning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Never,
Like,
yeah.
Not
you
like
know
you
what
try
I'm
to take it from them.
Exactly. We understand that it's anime.
Yeah.
It's Japanese. We love to watch it.
Right.
Let's incorporate some black anime into that
But
because
it's crazy if I can cut you off 1 second
Go
real
ahead.
quick. So you know how black people love anime.
yeah,
Shit. In general, people love anime. But how often could you say somebody was like, man, you watched the last episode of the Baby Kids? You don't never hear about that. You gotta be in a black family to hear that. I've never heard anybody outside of a black family or community talk about that. Our family.
I don't get the correlation.
No, because I'm saying like it's crazy how.
I'm slow. You gotta explain things to me like a child.
So what I'm saying,
It's not
I'm like
overanalyzed.
no, yeah. So what I'm saying is, anime. It's such a big thing,
Got you. I get where you going now.
and you know,
I get where you
Keep
going.
going, because maybe somebody might feel like him too, and I get it.
it's such a big thing, and it's acknowledged like worldwide, you know. And then like black people do something, and it just gets overlooked unless it's within the black family.
You know what I was saying that too, man?
And
I get what you're saying. I'm sorry, but now I get it clear.
So like I was thinking that, and I'm like, man, you know how like we used to be so excited to go see our black movies, but I'm like, no one's doing that right now. Like, where's those movies that like we all come out for? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
we as black people have
Not
Yeah.
much else.
our attention is diverted to somewhere else. Now it's the music, it's the arts. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think they're not getting appreciated?
Yeah, because I feel like like Tyler said, they won't push like the Proud Family and like you know the black cartoons and everything, but they still steal from our culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They appreciate us on a life level. We appreciate them on a non-fictional level, like movies and stuff like that. I mean, we appreciate everybody,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying like our culture. Like I think the only thing I can even think of that we like took from white people and just started claiming it was ours was that one dance move that everybody did this stuff. Yeah,
I did
the
not
industrial
know that.
dancing. Like I feel like we took that and ran with it. Like we did that shit all the time.
We made it better.
Right, but it's like I ain't gonna lie. You actually see them do it.
Yeah.
They be under the
Is it
bridge.
different?
They be under the bridge
Yeah.
dressed in like costumes and they be like. It's like EDs. It's like I don't know.
it's like a gothic like EDM.
I have not seen
I
that.
wouldn't- I could
Yeah,
categorize
I
it.
can't describe it. I don't know. It was like gothic
But
EDM.
I
Is
feel
like
like it's a
one of my
gothic
favorites.
thing, like
There's
a.
this dude I think it's called like the Electric Viking or something like that.
Yeah,
Big ass buff Viking dude comes out.
he does it. And it's like a thing for them. I think it's tight. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was tight.
It's fun.
I love it.
It's fun, especially when you just hype.
We just like.
You know what I hate though?
What?
Dad, when I see it at every
We childish. We childish.
every basketball game, you see a kid and he just doing like this, and you're like, why?
Oh, the white
Why?
kids.
Man, I hate
I
that.
can't even say white kids. All little kids do that.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's a little kid.
not
thing.
this one.
Not this.
My nephew does it all the time.
What is it?
Black.
And
Black.
Black. No, I'm about to say and.
Right.
And.
First of all, I hate you.
And. Other than, like I said, I wouldn't change my skin tone for no other skin tone. Not saying that mine is better, but I appreciate my culture. I appreciate my people. I don't believe anybody's culture is better. I don't believe anybody is better or supreme. I just believe everybody has their own differences, and I believe we have to appreciate everybody's differences. That's why I hate when people say I don't see no color. I absolutely hate that to like the core. Because like you seeing no color is taking away who I am as a person. You taking away who I am as a black man. You taking away who I am as an African.
I guess they take it as like
descent.
trying to be a nice way
No,
of being
that's
like,
no.
I feel you though.
No.
But I feel like there might be somebody out there like, I didn't mean it that way.
Right, like
Yeah. So is that like all lives matter?
that's absolutely no. Yes.
To me, it is.
It's what's the word I'm looking for? Ale, when you push something off to make your point. What's the word I'm looking for?
Push something off, disregard.
It's very like disregarding. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter.
Right.
But bitch,
All Lives
We-
Matter was made just to counter Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
thank
Pretty
you.
much.
Thank you.
All those other lives matter. Whatever the other things is, that's all that counteracts Black lives.
Yeah, because from now on the 4th of July, all countries matter.
How
'Cause y'all gonna be pissed when I start wearing, I don't know, a German flag on the 4th of July. Or a Japanese flag on the 4th of July.
Or Africa.
Any flag on the 4th of July. Y'all be pissed.
Yeah.
when did the term
Like, that's not even
color
a film.
become so dominant?
Oh, let me Google that.
What'd you say?
Like when did the term outside until like recent years, like a year or 2 years ago, I've never seen somebody say people of color. Because I think it's people want so hard to be inclusive in what black people are being oppressed by.
Yeah.
They want to be
Definitely.
inclusive.
It's
Oh, don't
going
forget
from
about
like,
us.
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I see Black Lives Matter, but then everybody's trying to be like, well, you know, people of color because people are trying to say like, you got the brown skins,
Well, I feel like everyone's trying to take away from what we're trying to do.
trying to be inclusive.
Yeah.
I'm like, not at the moment.
Do your own thing.
People of color is a term primarily used in the United States and Canada to describe any person who is not white. It does not solely refer to African Americans. Rather, it is it encompasses all non-white groups and emphasizes the common experience of systematic racism, which is an important point I discussed in more detail below.
What was it coined?
Let me Google that because it's a lot.
Because I feel like when Black Lives Matter became a movement, that's when the term people of color.
Yes.
That's also the equivalent of saying all lives matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
I
Well,
wouldn't-
it's
no,
like
I wouldn't-
all
I
lives matter but whites. That's kind of what it means.
yeah, because people of
But
color
it's
don't
excluding
white people.
white.
Okay, I am.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare it.
I wouldn't compare it to that at all.
It's just
It's-
I
it's
never
close.
grew up hearing people of color ever.
You heard colored people.
Yeah, no.
But that was only when they were talking
People of
about.
color people, I mean the NAACP.
I ever tell you what time I had heard some color.
The CP is colored people.
My friend said,
That's what it stands for.
Black people do that.
Yeah. I'm so lost on it.
No, you just said NCAA.
NAACP.
NAACP is a national association.
For advancement of colored people. I always forget the second
Is
A.
colored people black people? Or is it all colored people?
Great question.
I think back
So
then
then-
it was just black people. I don't know
That's what I'm
about
saying.
now.
I believe we used to refer to as colored people.
Yes.
Probably a horrible example, but because it's a movie, but it's just something I remember from Tuskegee Airmen, Red Tails, that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neo was like, I don't know why you call us colored people when y'all get jealous, y'all get green with envy. When y'all get sick, y'all get red.
Yeah, you're red or blue, yeah, purple.
Yeah.
Why are we colored people? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I
Yes.
think back in the day we called ourselves colored people.
Yeah.
Now the definition may have changed.
Yes.
I have to do my research on that because that's all.
Yeah, same. That was a great
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Same.
It is.
color, calling
I usually
calling black
really
people
use
colored
that.
was a racist thing.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't really use that term.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shit, African American ain't no better.
So,
What would
I
you
mean,
rather be
I
called?
was
though?
just
Like,
gonna
what's-
say, do you
yeah.
prefer being called black or African American? Because African American is
The technical
What we
name.
are.
Yeah.
Are we?
we're born in America and we have African.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, because we were stripped away from our heritage and our culture, Africa is a continent. You know what I'm saying? Like, just saying African is just a blanket. It's a blanket term for us not knowing.
So how would you
So you
rather
want to say you're just
Yeah,
American?
call me, yeah, I'm American. Call me black. Black American. I'm American.
Yeah.
Black
might
is
be
just a color.
I guess it depends on how you say
I don't know.
it.
Sometimes I don't like using the term black because it's just.
But then does that make you a person of color? POC. Because it's like, it's
I'm a
straight
person of
color.
color by the complexion of my skin,
So that makes you black.
but this isn't black.
Like you were saying.
But you're a black person.
Yeah,
Black man.
technically
Yeah.
by what we're
Black Lives
considered a
Matter.
norm.
We
So you're
gonna say
trying to
African matter.
separate the color and the
Yeah,
meaning.
yeah.
How do you do that?
I'm not trying to separate it. I'm just saying
Like a better word.
because there's people who really disagree with being called black because one, our skin isn't black, it's brown, literally. Two, it's not the proper word to use to describe us as a people.
But are white people white? Really?
Are,
they're all
are Asian
fine.
people yellow?
They're not.
Are Mexicans brown?
Yeah, and that further proves my point for what I'm saying.
But to categorize it, we have there's a category for black, brown.
Who made that category?
Yeah, because it was a norm that we grew up learning.
That's true.
But
Who was the
okay.
first person to say that
Jesse
black
Jackson.
people were black? Was it Jesse Jackson?
Jesse Jackson was the first one to like coin the African American.
So who was the first person to say you're black?
I'm pretty sure that goes back to slavery.
Yeah,
They call us Negroes.
yeah,
Negro means black.
yeah. The word Negro.
Negro means black
Spanish.
in a lot of languages.
Right.
That started from the Spaniards because they
Right.
was in big and slavery back then.
Right.
They pretty much started the shit.
Right.
So that's where Negro, nigga came from. But I don't know. To me, I've always thought about it like, why do we call each other black if it comes from such a negative connotation?
Well, it's like
Same
how y'all
reason
say
we
the
call it same
N-word.
thing, our church
Yeah.
other niggas.
And that's, I believe we should stop saying.
But you gonna still say
I don't believe that.
That's
at
just
all.
me. That's just me. That's respectful, but I'm just saying, like, just growing up how I grew up, and how I was taught,
Yeah.
is never right.
Right.
But growing up, also how I grew up,
Yeah.
it became a norm that you're not gonna just.
Well, let's talk about that in a minute. Let's go back to the black.
The Oxford English Dictionary traced its documented occurrences of African American back as far as 1835. The term related to Afro.
Yeah, that's what I'm familiar with.
So African American, the term African American was coined back in 1835.
Yeah. By oh, boom, right here. Yeah.
But it says most of us became familiar with the FNM African American in 1980 when
Jesse Jackson.
popularized
Right,
it as
right.
an alternative to black, a name by which an ethnic or racial group is known. But this term
And
is
Jesse Jackson be on some fuck shit too, though, to keep it all the way 100. That's because, but anyways, besides the point. But I don't know. I just don't like. I personally don't like the term African American. I'll say it just because I don't want to explain to people a bunch of shit or a bunch of stuff that just like.
But why don't you?
Because we're all from Africa. But where are you from in Africa? I don't know. So just to say a blanket statement of African American is so just, it almost can come off as dismissive, or it separates us from actual African people who are like first, second generation people when I said American.
probably don't like this.
And then America.
They are African Americans.
Yeah.
Well, that came after.
They're African. You know what I'm saying? They come from a country in the continent of Africa.
But then one can argue that if you are of black descent,
Ooh, she almost fell.
if you are of black descent, then you're African American because Africans came after to America. That's why they say we're African American. We are of African descent.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly, I understand that. But as a progressing American, why do I have to put something in front? You don't hear I'm a German, well, unless they're, like I said, unless they're directly from Germany, you don't hear, oh, I'm German American, I'm British American,
But the argument still stays that you are directly from Africa because.
But how many white people do you hear that are from third, second, fourth generation Americans say they're from wherever they are originally from?
Right, you don't hear white
You don't
people
hear
say
that.
You don't hear white people
Because
say they're
it's not
European American.
But no. What I'm saying is they're categorizing America to only be white people.
And so
When people came over here, there were Native Americans. There were other black people here. There were more slaves brought in along with Spaniards and white people. America does not mean white.
yeah, it's true.
That's my overall point.
White people came from Europe.
So that's why you can be American too.
That's why I'm saying like the
American,
African American thing. Unless you are first, second generation descendant from Africa, and you know your lineage from Africa, you could be African American because I'm not from. My people aren't from here, but we came here after the 400 years of slavery. We came here. My parents came here to better our lives, or whatever whatever the case may be. That's to me is African
So we
American.
aren't first, second generation.
We are Americans.
Because the first, second generation are enslaved.
People of color, Americans. We just have more color than the rest of everybody in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say African Americans to separate because we are not white.
Unfortunately, this is what we have to deal with. This is shit that's not taught.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because my teacher like, oh, you're an African American.
I've had
Okay,
arguments
so
with my teachers.
Susan, what are you?
Right.
And Karen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't call the Mexicans that were born in America Mexican Americans.
And technically, they are the original Native Americans. They're not even Mexican if you want to really think about it.
So this is
No,
my thought.
right.
They're
Right.
Native American.
This is my thought. So this kind of reaffirms the power of being black, the power behind being black. Being black has been such a thing in America that the attention has been only focused on black people in America to even try and decipher what we are as people because we're so ununderstood. We wouldn't be understood. That is why we can have conversations like I am black in America, I'm American. Or somebody else can say, oh, we're still African American because the descendants came this way. We are so, not isolated, but the focus is so much on black people because of the influence and trying to understand them and knowing where you come from, like the power of black people. That's why these conversations happen. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's just we all have different perspectives.
Yeah, facts.
Just different points of view, which I agree, but at the same time, like
I think
I don't agree with hyphenating any. Like you're not gonna.
What's the difference between race and nationality? Because technically there's only one race.
It's a human race. I get that, but I'm saying culture. I'm saying like your heritage. I'm saying like the different practices of religion. I'm saying the different practices of spiritual rituals. All of that is culture, heritage. Those are separate things that are in separate parts of the globe. You know what I'm saying? Like I get the whole we all run race things, but we all do different things according to the geographical map where you are.
This is
How
what,
you have to live, how you have to survive, how you have to eat.
this is what I believe now. After this conversation.
That should go deeper.
Yeah, but we go all the way
Yeah,
deep.
we
I laid in the podcast now.
So
Right.
He
You
already
might as well
told
come
me.
sit
Come
down.
in. Nah, he's the voice behind the
yeah,
camera.
my voice behind the
He's the
camera.
That's why he didn't want to take the photo shoot.
Right. My voice behind the camera. Basically, so I think this whole conversation, I think it's a very European style of doing things to try and categorize something under the guise of something else because you don't understand.
That's what we need to.
I think this conversation are like different cultures and stuff. I think, like for instance, there's no way Egyptians could have came up with the pyramids. It must have been aliens. They made their own. They classified their own understanding and made it ubiquitous.
Right.
I think it's a very European style thing to do that, which is why we can have this conversation now. Nothing wrong with this conversation. It's really dope because he has perspective. I have perspective.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you at all, but I also agree with you. Like I'm seeing different perspectives. But I think
As
it's,
in what? Explain. I don't understand. I don't understand where you sit on this conversation.
I believe we're African American. I I believe because I understand, so I'm understanding you think that because you're not first and second generation,
That you shouldn't be.
you're black, you're American.
Right.
I believe because we can trace our roots that deep, we're African American. If you choose to identify as that, so people mix like me, I can trace my roots to Japanese
Right.
American. I can
But-
trace my roots to Native American, to French, Creole.
But at the same time, what is on your birth certificate?
African American.
Where were you born on your birth certificate?
American.
So if somebody, what I'm saying is somebody that's coming from Africa who has a birth certificate of any country in Africa comes here, that would consider them African. And when they get citizenship, that would consider them African American. Because we have lineage that comes from Africa, I understand that. But if you can't tell me what tribe you guys come from or what country you guys come from right now, how do you
Do they become
connect
African
with
American
that?
by getting citizenship, or are they still just African with an American citizenship?
But when you're a citizen of America, you're an American. So that makes you African American.
Question. I know the European style of thinking. Think about the scientific names of animals. You have where they're from, the characteristics, what they look like.
Right.
I think African American is a form of that.
Right.
I believe the saying where we're originally from, plus where we are now. You know what I'm saying? It's like a scientific name for us.
Like a sub.
Like, right. That's what I think it's about. That's the European style of thinking that I think. Does that make sense?
It does. What about the real African Americans who come from Africa, countries in Africa?
We don't say it to discredit
Like
that.
it's very I get what you're saying, but for me I take it a little bit personal because it's dismissive of what your ancestors did for this country. We fought to be America in World War I and II. You're like that's what
We're
I'm
dismissing
saying.
the fact that they fought for,
For us to be Americans.
Okay,
Like I
got it.
like don't separate me from a white person because
I understand.
they
Because the
won
whole
the
fight
war.
is for equal rights in the first place.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
get
Like
you.
I get it, and that's why I'm saying like I agree with you. But don't get me wrong, we are Americans, and our heritage and our lineage is from Africa. But let's not take away from the people that come from Africa, first, second generation. They're African Americans. We are descendants of African warriors. I'm not using that term slaves anymore. We are descendants of African warriors who were brought here for slavery and war.
Sold by Africans.
They fought for us to be able to vote. They fought for us to be able to live amongst
Right.
everybody else. They fought for us to have the freedom of speech, our amendments. You know what I'm saying? Like the Second Amendment, the freedom to bear arms. Like they fought for us to be Americans. Why do we want to be
Take away
something?
from that.
Take
That
away
they
from
fought.
something that they fought for?
I get that. Oh my God, perspective change. Think about it like this too.
But I do agree with we do have African lineage and heritage, and we do come from Africa. I'm not
Right.
taking that away.
Says right
You're
here.
just saying what you would rather be called just because you don't want to take away from the fact that our warriors fought for us to be Americans.
Right,
And that's what
because
technically we are.
When Donald Trump said, when the Trump supporters and Trump voters that say we are Americans, motherfucker, I am too.
Yeah.
We are too.
Yeah.
African immigrant now.
Drew Brees.
Would-
Sorry, let me finish before I forget.
No, you're
Drew
good.
Brees, he was saying that I won't kneel because my grandfather and my ancestors fought in that war for our American citizens. Well, nigga, we had black people in the front line
Yeah.
of the war,
Taking bullets.
taking bullets
for
first
your
Yeah.
for your grandparents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously they survived because you're here.
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So there's people who didn't survive who are of color,
Right.
black people, before your grandfather in that line, and everybody else. But so don't take away from what we've done. When people
Right.
say American, I feel like everybody just thinks white. Like I've been on this earth 29 years. I am American.
Yeah.
I was born in America. I was born in Oakland. I was raised in the Bay Area. I moved to LA.
Yeah.
I am American. I haven't
Yeah.
lived anywhere else. I've been in a lot of countries. I haven't lived anywhere else.
Yeah.
I've never been to Africa, so how can I be an African American?
Yeah.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think what got me was that we're disregarding what our ancestors.
no, I would never disregard that.
No, I'm saying that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
saying was
But
happening.
that's when I say heritage, lineage, our culture. That's when. But nationality, the flag, we should be proud to be a part of, the red, white, and blue with the stripes and the stars and shit, American. That's who we are. We stand under this flag. It's American.
A flag built on racism.
It definitely was, but we have to change that. And we also have to change what Americans are.
And just change that stigma.
Yeah.
Y'all remember you remember 9-1 Pack?
Which is up to our generation, honestly.
Yeah.
The,
I never experienced them,
but they have an Asian the Asian dude on there.
yeah.
And he's French. And he was the first time I ever seen
French.
a French Asian man. And I was like, what are you? He was like, French. No, like, what are you? I'm
Because you're
French.
American, you can understand that. He just thinks he's French. He knows he's French.
Yeah.
He was born in France, raised in France.
He's French.
He loves being French. He is French. They pride themselves on being one culture. It's a little bit more diverse in
I met a black man who grew up and was born and raised in Japan. He speaks Japanese. He has a Japanese accent.
So
his
he would say-
nationality would be I'm Japanese.
Yes, he's Japanese.
Russians are technically
That's not
considered
weird now.
Asians
Because they're part of
because
Eurasia.
you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
Russia is an Asian,
Yeah, exactly.
so they're Asians.
I always said that too, bro.
Their nationality is Asian.
Yeah.
Their country, the flag, Russia. But
you know-
to say they're Asian Russians.
You know,
Right.
you know what's the thing too? So, I've heard it before.
And in the comments, correct me if we are wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Educate us.
Right.
But the crazy part is the academic system teaches the surface. It doesn't teach what
Our
you
academic system.
Yes.
So that's the difference between
Yes,
Americans
America's
and
academic
other.
system.
I heard that Americans are the only people that literally wear their flags the way we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we are. Besides North Korea, they have a different system. But yeah, Americans we are the only ones that are very prideful of the flag itself. Like a lot of countries, you see the flag, it's up at the state buildings, it's up at the capitals, it's up, But Americans, we pride ourselves on that flag itself. As you can tell, when somebody burns a flag, it's more of an upset for them than it is if they kill a black man on the streets.
Right.
They'll riot for the flag, but they won't riot for
A black man.
right.
A human being.
A human
like,
being.
Let alone that.
That's why black people are devils.
You wild. But you know what I'm saying? So that's why I can't really sit with the separation of things in America, at least.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm American. Oh, okay. So where are you? Where are your ancestors from? What's your heritage? What's your lineage? Where are your people from? Oh, descendants of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when the conversation starts. But if we get used to saying we're all Americans, how can you separate America and Americans? You know what I'm saying? Like make America great again. If we didn't separate it, would be for all black people.
Right.
But now because we have an idea of America only means white, it's make America white again.
Oh,
Alright, well, I guess that wraps up all that political talk. I'm done with it.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
over
Tori
it,
Camille.
It's your boy Lone Left Mosi. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, check out all the episodes, and tap in.
I'm Ty.
Tap, tap, tap.
Ty Gibbs, as you know, we're here at Oak Park Brewery, Sacramento.
Yeah.
Show love. Shouts out to y'all. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for watching.
Yes, sir.